The misunderstood word Pharisee. Today, we're tackling a topic that has led to centuries of misunderstanding and even violence. How a misreading of Jesus' words has fueled anti-Semitism, and how that can change when you understand the historical context of the Pharisees, specifically Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel. We'll start with the verse that has been tragically misused. In John 8:44, Jesus says, "You are the father of the devil." And in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 we read about the Synagogue of Satan. These verses have been weaponized against Jewish people, but they were never meant that way. Rabbi and scholar Harvey Falk explains this in his book Jesus the Pharisee. The harsh phrases mentioned earlier were actually common in internal Jewish debates. In the Talmud, Yevamot 16a, Rabbi Dosa ben Harkinas called his own brother a follower of Bet Shammai, the firstborn of Satan, because he adopted a rigid, even dangerous interpretation of scripture, specifically levirate marriage. Shammai's followers were also accused of committing murder and cruelty to others according to rabbinic texts you can read further about in sepharia.org. So Jesus was for sure not condemning all Jews or even all Pharisees. He was confronting the extremists of Shammai within Judaism, just as previous followers of Hillel had done. It is thought that Jesus, Gamaliel, and Paul was from the school of Hillel and not Shammai. Unfortunately, the term Pharisee has become a theological insult. Nearly every week I see Christians using it like a curse word. But Jesus himself said in Matthew 5:20, "Unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven." Why would he say that if Pharisees were evil? Clearly, they were set as an example for being the most righteous. And now Jesus demanded us to be even holier than that. Hillel's followers were known for their compassion and mercy, which Jesus' teachings aligned much more closely with, compared to Shammai. After 70 AD, the destruction of Second Temple, Judaism decisively moved away from Shammai's severity and embraced the more gracious approach of Hillel. In Acts 5:34, we see a Pharisee named Gamaliel, Hillel's grandson, speak up in defense of the apostles. He was a respected man among the people, and is even believed by some to have been a secret follower of Yeshua, Jesus. There are interpretations that Paul was first a follower of the harsher sect, Shammai, that persecuted followers of Yeshua, and it wasn't until his dramatic encounter with Christ that he abandoned Shammai and embraced the gospel of grace. Jesus' famous message, the Golden Rule, echoes Hillel's. Both taught that the essence of the Torah is love and empathy. Hillel first famously said, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow. This is the whole Torah." And Jesus said, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them to do to you." This sums up the whole law and the prophets. Matthew 7:12. So, let's stop using Pharisee like a slur. Not all Pharisees were the same. They were around 6,000 people and 7 different branches within them. According to the Jewish historian Joseph Flavius and Jerusalem Talmud, Berchot 14b. Jesus wasn't attacking Judaism. He was defending its truest heart from distortion and wanted Israel to turn back to the teachings of mercy and love. He did not even come to start Christendom. He came to fulfill Judaism. It was the Shammai school that Jesus opposed, not the Pharisees themselves, not the Jewish people, and not the entire Jewish tradition. Hillel, Gamaliel, and Jesus stood for mercy. Shammai stood for legalism, severity, and judgment. So the next time someone says Pharisee like it's a curse word, remind them Jesus wanted our righteousness to exceed theirs, not to dismiss them as a whole. I will end this with a quote from Hillel, Avot 1:12. Hillel said, "Be the disciples of Aaron, loving peace and pursuing peace. If this helped bring new insights or challenge the views you held, consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Let me know in the comments what you would like to explore in the next video. Stay blessed.